Howdy artists, and welcome to your virtual art class. I'm Mrs. Stone and I'm your art teacher for this semester. Let's start with your supplies. You should have purchased your own supplies or were provided an art kit. Your art kit should have a pencil sharpener, scissors, markers, a glue stick or liquid glue. It's good to have both. Pens, watercolor with the paintbrush inside, and colored pencils. Oh, and don't forget your eraser. Later, you may get some fantastic oven-baked clay so we can sculpt a bit. I noticed that most of these materials are very basic, but we can make awesome things with them. So no worries. Try to make sure you're keeping your art kit in a place that you remember. You don't want to lose your supplies. When it comes to paper, you're going to need watercolor paper, regular drawing paper, construction paper, or cardstock. Cardstock is a bit thicker than your construction paper. It makes your artwork a little bit more shiny and a bit more finished looking. Work with what you have. If you don't have all of these items, try to get them as soon as possible or work with what you have when it comes to the paper. Okay, so let's talk about how this is going to work. I'm going to provide for you every week your assignment. It may be a video of me, it may be a video of someone else teaching you how to do art, and some literature that goes with it. You're going to be assessed at the end of the 6 weeks, and that means you'll have a vocabulary test. So make sure that you're paying attention to your vocab words as we do each lesson. So you're going to watch the fantastic video, read the literature, update your sketchbook with all of your vocab words, and then when you have completed your lesson at the end of the week, you'll take a picture of it, go to your Schoology page, find my course, and then submit it to that specific assignment. If this sounds confusing, don't worry, I'll go over it again and make sure this is as simple and easy as possible. I know I'm not your only class, but I'm the exciting one. So let's make this as fun as possible. Your first assignment is going to be creating and decorating your sketchbook. This is a book that you're going to use every single day. So you want to make sure that you have it and you like it. Okay? Let's get rid of this mess. I'm already dropping things. If you're at home doing these virtual classes, you're going to create your sketchbook from scratch. So let's go to creating the sketchbook. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 white sheets of paper. Now this can be copy paper or drawing paper, but since you're gonna have so many of it, I would just get some copy paper because it's cheaper. And then you need a sheet of watercolor paper. Now the sizes for this is about the normal copy paper size of 8.5 by 11, and this one's a 9 by 12 watercolor sheet. Now if your measurements are not exactly the same, like mine isn't, don't worry about it because you can cut it. In your kit, you should already have your scissors, right? Of course. So you should have your white sheets of paper, your watercolor paper, and then you'll need a bit of construction paper. Choose a color that you like. I like blue, it's my favorite. So I have blue, scissors, glue. And you can choose when it comes to decorating your book whether you would like to use your watercolor, your colored pencils, or your markers. Be in mind, this is your sketchbook, and it also gives you the freedom to create whatever you want. I recommend that you put your name on it somewhere, whether it's on the front or the back. The joy of watercolor paper is you can do watercolor on it or all the other materials as well. That's why I chose it for you, so you can have the option. Options are great. So let's get it together. So what we're gonna do is make sure our sheets of paper are gonna fit evenly inside of our paper, and then we're going to decorate so we can just have fun with it. I brought some examples of different types of sketchbooks that students have made. You have the kind that has construction paper and holes with a little metal circle to keep that together. You notice there is some tape here, and that's because this piece kept coming apart. The construction paper, even though it's thicker than regular paper, it's not always thick enough, because since you're going to need to open your sketchbook multiple times, sometimes it tears away at the paper at the seams. So if you're thinking about hole punching and adding either some string or metal, you have to make sure that your binding, this area right here, is super strong. So that's an example there. This one is similar, but I wanted you to notice the difference between the decoration here and here. This would get a better grade because the whole page is covered and you can see the person's name, and it's very well done. Not a lot of scribbling. Here, even though it's quite lovely, I love the colors, there's a whole bunch of space here where the artist did not finish. Back is cute. Could use a bit more color. Do we understand? So then, if you look here, this is my completed sketchbook here. I did the hole punching, and then I used some twine to tie it up there. I made sure that I colored nicely all over the cover page, as well as the back. This would give you a good grade just like this one here because it's fully covered from front to back. Now I'm going to show you a different way to put yours together instead of this because it was a bit difficult for me opening up my book and getting where I needed to get. This here opens up exactly how yours is going to, like a regular sketchbook. Now you'll notice the binding is at the top and not on the side. So we're going to make sure all of our sheets go exactly to the top. This is decorated differently by using magazines, but it has lots of color and it's fully covered. And I really like jellyfish. You see that? That's nice. Okay? And this example here is just for fun. This is using cardboard here. So if you didn't have any of that cardstock or construction paper, this is cardboard just decorated with nice Sharpies, and it opens up like an accordion and then closes. Now even though this is lovely, it would not be enough pages for you to do your sketchbook because you need to sketch a lot of different things, and that would mean that you would have to put itty bitty drawings in here, and I want to make sure you have enough space to draw. Okay, so we have our sheets here, and we have our watercolor paper. I'm going to decorate this watercolor paper, and then I'll show you how to put it together. So you can go ahead and decorate yours, and then I'll show you how to put it together. Sounds good? Let's go. Now remember I said since this is watercolor paper, you can use watercolors or you can use markers and colored pencils. It honestly doesn't matter. But if you are going to use watercolor, you want to make sure it dries before you try to put it together, because if you don't, it's going to make a mess. And as much as I love a good mess, let's try not to have it on our sketchbook. So I'm going to use colored pencils. And I'll fold this. And open it up and cut. So you want to have 2 sheets of thick paper, whether it's cardstock, watercolor, or whatever you have. And you want to decorate the front. So what can Miss Stone draw? Alright, so that was just a simple, quick color there. And then I'll consider that my back. Then the front, what should I do? I don't know. Now the more water you put with your watercolor, the lighter it gets. If you want your color to be bold and strong, you do a little bit of water. You can have both of your pages match, not match, have similar colors, don't have similar colors, doesn't matter. I just need you to cover up both pages nicely. Have a nice stress-free assignment. While my cover is drying, I'm going to put it to the side, and then I can start working on the sheets that go on the inside. Remember, I had about 11 or 12, and I need these to be cut in half. So, if you don't have a big paper cutter in your house, you can just fold the papers. I'm very good at cutting, so I can fold 2 at a time. If you're not very good at cutting, just do 1 at a time and take your time. Time. Did I say time enough? And then you can cut. Open it up. Only you know how big you write. There's going to be a couple of these that are vocabulary. If you know that you write incredibly large, you want to make sure you have enough sheets of paper. So I'm going to say vocabulary. VOCABULARY. So we want to have 4 sheets like this. If you draw very, very large, or should I say you write very large, make sure you have 5 sheets. So this counts as page 1 for vocabulary, I turn it over. That's my page 2 for vocabulary. That's my 3. Four. And 5. Okay. Now, the rest of the pages are going to be split into a grid. That way you have more sections that you can sketch in. Now let's count how many we have. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. So 19 plus 3 is 22. Yep. So I had 11. That means that I had 11 sheets in total, because 19 plus 3 gives me 22. So if you have 11 sheets, you want to split it up. If you had 11 sheets, then you should have 3 sheets here and 19 here now. That didn't make any sense. So if you had 11 sheets of paper and you split it into 2, they gave you 22 sheets. 3 of those go to vocabulary. 19 are your sheets for drawing. Now, I like to make this interesting, so I'm going to split it into 3. So I'm going to make it easy. So this gets split into 3. 1, 2, 3. So you can think of it as Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Flip it. 4, 5. Thursday, Friday. So that would be 1 week of sketches. Do we see? Okay. Flip. So we're on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then we'll go 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's another week. So I'm just going to turn it upside down and put this one on top. $11, $12, $13, $14, $15. $16, $17, $18, $19, $20. $21, $22, $23, $24, $25. $26, $27, $28, $29, $30. $31, $32, $33, $34, $35. That's 7 weeks so far. 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45. 46, 47, 48, 49, 50. 51, 52, 53, 54, 55. 56, 57, 58, 59, 60. 61, 62, 63, 64, 65. 66, 67, 68, 69, 70. 71, 72, 73, 74, 75. 76, 77, 78, 79, 80. 81, 82, 83, 84, 85. 86, 87, 88, 89, 90. So now you just kind of have an extra sheet here because this should be enough for every day. Now you can decide to make this extra vocabulary or more sketch, but I think you should leave it blank just in case. It's nice to always have extra paper. So let's place this on top. Put vocabulary on top of that. And then you'll place your bottom piece at the bottom. And this is how it's going to be stacked. Now, when it comes to gluing, we're going to take this stack and put it right back down. We're just going to turn it flat like that so your vocabulary is facing down. And we're going to get our glue stick and put glue, underlay paper please. Just going to put our glue at the top section here. Nice and smooth. Then get your bonus paper. Put it at the top. Smooth. Then put glue. Next sheet. Smooth. Glue. Next sheet. Smooth. And my pages are getting a little crooked. That's all right. All right, that's all the number pages. Now it's time for vocabulary. 5th page. Vocabulary. And now it's time to glue this cover page. And you may have noticed, like me, you wrote vocabulary maybe too high up, so it's going to be hard to see. If so, you can just write it down lower after we put this all together. No worries. All right, then I place this on the top. Now I really want this to stay, and it's not going to this way. So I have to get my construction paper. Here's my leftover. My underlay paper is going to be coming to good use. And it's already folded in half, so you can fold yours in half. And just cut a strip. And so I've already folded this in half. It honestly doesn't matter. I need a long strip, probably about 2 inches over. So if you have a ruler, that's 2 inches there. If you don't have it, how about 3 fingers, okay? And I'm just cutting 1 piece of paper, not 2. I'm going to fold this in half. Then I will place glue all in here. Now, if you want, you can use your liquid glue for this. It's going to get a little messy, but welcome to art, and that's what happens. You want to glue that on the inside of both of your flaps. Now, you can use this with your glue stick or your liquid glue. It does not matter. And then you want to smooth that out. Okay, now there's some areas that I'm missing here where it's starting to come off, so I really want to make sure there's glue there. You don't want to miss a thing, because you want the sketchbook to last you all of the semester. So let's do it right the first time. Okay, then I put the glue in here and glue in here. So that way these little tabs here, they also have glue, and I'm going to smooth those out. Okay. Now if you have little glue coming off like this, you can just smooth it like that. That way you don't have poor craftsmanship. Okay. And then you can decide to either flip this, fold it, and glue it this way, or when it dries you can just cut off the edges. So I would wait for it to dry. So I'm going to glue mine down on the back. And to make sure everything dries properly, I'll place it this way. And you can put something on top of it, like a book or a cup, and just make sure it stays that way. Or if someone at your house has binder clips, you can use these fantastic binder clips, and that will make sure that it stays down until it dries properly. And it's really great if you have these flaps back here and you just don't want them to come off. Boop. All right, so now your sketchbook is done and ready. So you really want to make sure that you're drawing in your sketchbook every single day. So when you open it up, you go to number 1 and you will draw. Now, since we're starting on a Tuesday and we missed a whole day, you've got 2 sketches to do. The sketches will be up for you on the website. And I'll be letting you know what to sketch. Great job!